It's January 26, 2026. We got about 2.5 foot of snow, and somewhere here is the overwintering onion on under Agrobond 50 with hoops, and they are buried. And you can see slight bridges. That's where the hoops are. I don't think anything would survive because they're getting crushed to the weight of the snow. For next year, it's a good idea to just have EMT hoops made out of EMT tubes and cover it so the structure is rigid. And these are the cabbages, and you can see them. They're completely under the snow, and temperatures won't come back up to freezing for another week or so, so we would not know whether they survived or not for about a week. There are carrots in here which are questionable, so we'll see in about a week and a half when the snow's melted, if it melts that fast. So all right, that's it for today. It's March 8th, 2026. We got heavy snow on January 26th, about 32 inches, and then again a 1.5 foot couple of weeks later. And this is the overwintered bed, and surprisingly there are some beets hanging in there. They're all crushed because these hoops weren't enough to support the snowfall, and I'm very surprised to see that they have not completely died. There's some beets, some bok choy, and overwintering onion does not look good because they got crushed, but they have not died. It's very surprising. That's a Agrobond 50 row cover, and that was the only thing that was on these and snow. And we had at least a week that highest temperature was 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and every single night it dipped to single digits, and at least 2 weeks where the temperature did not come above freezing, and at least about a month the whole ground was covered with snow. So it's very surprising to see that these lasted, but I can't say the same for these cabbages. I don't think they died because of the snow or the cold. I think they just got chewed down by deer, even with the chicken wire on. And you can see the stems are still green, and they just became food for the deer. And the overwintered carrots, they don't look good either. I think what happened was there was no water in here, and then there were a couple of days that I did not went this little plastic greenhouse, and they just got toasted. So I threw some snow on top of it just so it gets some water. I probably try to water it today, but I don't know. Let's see, at least 1 or 2 survives. March 10th, 2026, and it's a 65-degree day, and I decided to take the overwintered beds cover off and see what has happened. So I took the leaves off so the beds can dry out, and very surprisingly, some of the beets that I put in the ground in last maybe September, October, they survived with some bok choy, and that's surprising. And then I took these overwintered onions. I think the variety is Bridger, but they were planted a little late and couldn't get them established. And also you can see that they're flopping because the cover, actually you can see these hoops are not very heavy built to withstand like a 2-foot snowfall with that cover. So lesson learned. And here you can see some bok choy and some lettuce that survived. I'm very surprised to see that they are pretty green, even though some critters managed to take a couple of bites. That's really nice to see that they survived. And right here I got some leeks. It's varieties Tardona, planted on October 21st. There was no cover whatsoever at all, and they were under 2 foot of snow, actually 32 to 33 inches of snow for about 5 weeks, and they survived. And also pretty chilly nights, like single digit nights, like 8 or 9 in a row. And you can see the garlic here. I actually again took the mulch off and let the beds dry out. I got a 20-foot bed with 4 rows, and I think there was some soft necks that actually didn't come up, or they came up and died, but it's a pretty good amount of air, so I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna fertilize this tomorrow and cover them back with the mulch. It's March 29th, 2026, so managed to put a little bit of a fence up, and finally trying to actually fully open the overwintered bed of some onions and some leafy greens. I took a couple of peeks over the last couple of months. Some of them are surviving, so I'm gonna try to remove it and see how it goes. So what survived are some of the beet seedlings, as you can see, a few, and some tatsoi, and overwintered onions. This is Bridger and Red Springs. They got crushed. I'm very surprised that they're still standing. They got crushed under about 3 foot of snow for several weeks, and it looks like this bok choy or tatsoi is bolting because it's too hot under that cover. And these were growing very well, and somebody gave it a haircut. I think it could be a deer or a rabbit, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna water them and see if I can get them back going. I'm happy with the progress, and it's end of March, and we should get some more frost, but these should be fine. I put the row cover back on because I need to fix the fence, and until then this is the only thing that protects them from the deer. And in the winter there's a really high deer pressure in my area, and hopefully these won't get toasted. I should be able to fix the fence within this week. I had to get some dead trees cut down. After that I could get to the fence.